Hey Dumblies, it's Dave Decide. Today we have some interesting things to talk about. Jimin was being attacked by some solo fans and also some non-solo fans after alleged claim that he is not a part of BTS anymore. And this comes after the news of his solo OST drop. I also want to get into HYBE apologizing on Jimin's behalf. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, tea-spilling mug merch, and let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is something that I didn't know too much about until very recently. And it seems to be a lot more reported now after Big Hit released their statement on this issue. So this was a bit of an issue with Jimin and a health insurance company. And Big Hit came out and publicly had to apologize, and I will break down the whole situation. But I do think it's interesting and a good perspective to keep in mind. This is why companies don't like to address things, or celebrities don't like to address things. When alleged rumors of an issue with Jimin first came out, Big Hit had not made any statement. News sites don't know if they can or are allowed to talk about it, but once a full statement has been released, the news then goes much bigger because everything is addressed and confirmed, and news can actually report on it now. And it's no longer just a rumor, and thus the story gets much bigger. This isn't a bad thing necessarily, but it's a reason why companies don't like to be so quick with addressing things, in case that is something you're wondering. So what happened here? Jimin, I guess, gets a lot of mail delivered to his company, and then the company delivers it to his apartment. And I don't know how accurate that is, but it would make a lot of sense, as obviously for however long Jimin is away from home, and sometimes months at a time, someone has to deal with the bills, whether that is the company or a personal assistant. But someone has to open them and deal with paying for things like the electricity because the fridge is still running, or whatever the bill is. There was a rumor by the news site Biz Korea that talked about how Jimin's apartment was about to be seized because he failed to pay his health insurance bill. Jimin outright owns the apartment, so typically if you do fail to pay your bills, things like your home or anything that you own with value can be taken away to pay those bills. Apparently a bill that was sent in January of 2022, and then Jimin didn't notice for various reasons outside of his control. Maybe the mail was lost in the mailroom at HYBE, or what a lot of people are saying is that it failed to be delivered to Jimin. Or even the most obvious case is Jimin has been traveling a lot and probably didn't even really go home that much, and so of course he's not going to see it. But apparently the bill was very big. But if they were so hung up on needing this to be paid right away, because apparently missing a few months of bills qualifies you to take away $1 million apartment, how much are these bills? But once Jimin was notified of it, he paid it in full and his apartment is totally fine. I assume now Jimin has that auto pay feature turned on. What pisses me off so much about this, the fact that the health insurance companies have a right to just seize your apartment. First of all, health insurance should exist for everyone. And if someone is struggling to pay their health insurance bill, not Jimin obviously, but let's just say someone can't actually pay, which is why they haven't paid. Health insurance is supposed to keep you healthy and secure. You as the health insurance company's job is to keep people healthy and secure. And what you're going to do instead is go ahead and take the other thing that keeps them securely healthy, their apartment, their literal home that they need for shelter. So now they'll have no health insurance and no home, and they'll be on the street, probably sick from being on the street. And that is the whole point of the health insurance. So they don't have to worry about their health. But anywho, it was fixed. Jimin paid immediately once he found out. HYBE released their statement to apologize for any confusion, for any mistake they may have made, and that this was not Jimin's fault. He simply didn't know that there was an outstanding bill, and this was probably due to his overseas schedule. And HYBE apologized for anyone who may have been concerned, like, oh no, is Jimin going to be homeless? So HYBE did apologize for that. They owned up to it. It's all good. But this is just my take on the situation as reported by several news sites. What do you think of the situation? Do you believe the insurance company has a right to just take his apartment? And I guess, are you relieved that everything turned out okay? But there's a lot of movement and news about BTS because of their comeback, and a lot of people talking about them. Of course, in times of busyness, things tend to fall on top of each other. And with BTS, things tend to get widely covered by the news and less kept a secret. So when Jimin is busy and doing a lot, suddenly Jimin's hit with a notification that his apartment could be gone. But none of this has slowed Jimin down. He released an OST for the TV K-drama Our Blues, the song called With You, and it's euphoric. Jimin's voice is so good and the song is amazing. This was teased for a long time, but then finally released, and so far there's no backlash on it. I can't imagine people would have any issues with the song. It's likely doing really well, and we have goals to hit, so definitely got to stream that. People were surprised that at least at the time of recording, Jimin had not updated anything on his personal Instagram to promote the song. And of course, this is like, why not? It's his song. But Jimin did update his Instagram for something else, which did cause a controversy on its own. First off, Jimin is not as active on on Instagram as the other members. He's not as active on social media in general. And ARMYs actually value when he posts, and I get this. If it wasn't for posting videos, I wouldn't be as active on social media either. It's draining to be on social media so much. And Jimin is definitely on social media very little. In fact, there had even been several rumors that at points he just forgot his password or deleted his app because he rarely posts. But I think he's on Instagram, he's just maybe lurking around and liking other posts instead of posting himself. But it was very interesting when people were speculating that Jimin did not come on to post the With You OST promo on his Instagram or anything like that, but he updated his Instagram bio to take BTS off the bio. So it used to allegedly say Jimin of BTS, and now it's just Jimin. Some ARMYs believe that all of the members had BTS in their bio next to their name. It also makes it easier to search them up. So if you write RM of BTS, it would come up. Given that some of the members didn't go by their stage name as their username, RM went by archive. So if you were searching RM, you wouldn't find him unless he was verified, which he is, or you wouldn't find him unless he had BTS's name in the bio. And some might know the song, like RM songs, but not the faces. So having a bio that says RM of BTS is important if any new ARMYs are looking him up. However, it was believed that all the members had BTS's name in the bio. That was not true. Not all the members had it, but a lot of them were believed to not have it to begin with. Jimin just took BTS off, which is confusing to people. There are a lot of Jimin solo fans. These were fans that want Jimin to go solo and are very adamantly and angrily passionate about the fact that he needs to go solo and leave the members. So many of them were taking this moment to praise and celebrate the fact that Jimin removed BTS from his bio and that it means that Jimin has left BTS. And of course, this could simply not be true. This is a bit of an attack on Jimin, as some ARMYs believe this could hurt Jimin or Jimin would be offended to read that. But do you believe this is an attack on Jimin? People say that this means he's leaving. You'll have to tell me. But I do think Jimin is planning on releasing a mixtape and probably doing more solo work, but I don't see any of the members actively trying to remove themselves from the group. Of course, when a solo OST is made and released, there's always going to be rumors of, does this mean they're fully going solo? And I can see the confusion. ARMYs, for good reason, tend to think that everything the members do means something. So removing BTS's name from your bio can be seen as a big deal, and it signifies something of independence. And while it could literally just be he wanted the account to stand on its own, just be its own thing, and mean nothing like he's leaving BTS, and it could just mean, as some theorize, that he is just releasing that mixtape soon. I don't know if he will be. I would be very surprised if he was. I'd be very surprised if he was, to be honest here, because if he was changing all of this stuff for the solo mixtape and solo promotion now, well, BTS has their comeback in June 10th. So what now? Jimin just promotes his mixtape for a month and then the BTS comeback? If he is making those changes now for the solo mixtape, why do it now if he's planning on releasing the mixtape after June 10th? So likely if he was doing it, then he'd have to release the mixtape now, which is just no time because he still has to do rehearsal for his own promotion and then for BTS's comeback. The schedule just doesn't align. I think this is just one of those things that BTS does that does not mean anything. But what do you think? Do you think this is Jimin removing himself from BTS by removing BTS's name from his bio, or do you think it means nothing? Jimin just wanted his account to say Jimin, and how do you feel about him taking BTS off? Do you think it's a big deal, and do you think it means anything? And if you do, tell me. I do think Jimin's mixtape will come out, but I am thinking maybe later this year, given the schedule they have planned already as a group. I don't think HYBE or Big Hit has ever pressured the boys in their solo endeavors, and I really like that. They kind of work on it on their own terms and make something they're really proud of and love. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thank you to this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.